If you asked me to describe parts of this movie, I would be a little bit hard put to it. So yeah, it's really hard to tell whether I enjoyed this one or not. Welcome to another movie reviews video. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish videos at least twice a week, and then movie reviews or book to movie content here every weekend as well. This week I'm going to be talking about the film The Lovebirds, which hit Netflix on Friday. I'll be honest, the description on IMDb isn't much more helpful than what I saw on the screen. It says a couple, Issa Rae and Kamal Nanjiani, experiences a defining moment in their relationship when they are unintentionally embroiled in a murder mystery. So that's as much description as I have, and I don't believe I can explain it any better than that, really. If you are like me and are somebody who goes to the cinema a lot, which is the basis for these movie reviews normally, you will have seen this film trailered again and again and again and again and be really fed up with the trailer. So it was good to know that this one wasn't getting pushed back, so that I was really worried that we would go back to movie viewing in the cinemas and have to watch this trailer again and again and again. And so I was quite glad that it was coming to Netflix, and it also meant that this was one that I was looking forward to watching in the cinemas, and so I was happy to be able to watch it on Netflix and bring my review to you here. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next movie or bookish content lands in your subscription feed. Click that bell to be notified, and of course, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I always ask as well, if there are any movies you want to hear my thoughts on, do let me know in the comments. I am currently working on a couple of viewer request videos, as well as a couple of book to movie request videos, and I have a slightly new setup here with my new chair, so do let me know in the comments what you think of this setup. If you are familiar with my older setup, let me know. So yeah, The Lovebirds. I have really mixed feelings about this one. And I watched it with my mum over Netflix Party, which was quite good to kind of explore my feelings at the time. So I feel like I've kind of talked about what I thought about bits of it. I would say it was definitely a very violent film in parts, but you saw all the violent bits basically in the trailer, and yet I was still kind of struck by how violent it got in parts. The humor, I thought, was really good. I did laugh out loud a couple of times, which again, when you're kind of watching a film on your own, is quite hard to do. It's easier if you're watching with someone else, but watching with someone whilst you're sort of typing about it on a screen on a computer, the fact that it made me laugh out loud must mean that there's definitely some funny bits in there. I like the kind of quick humor and the almost slightly silly humor. There were bits of it that felt like they could almost have been improvised, although I'm sure they were not improvised. I'm sure they were scripted, and so it's good writing. But there were bits that felt that kind of improvised humor way, and I think that's why I really enjoyed some of the humor in this movie. I would say that for this being a kind of rom-com with added violence and a little bit of like crime to it, I don't know what genre this fits into. The romance in this film did feel a little bit forced. I didn't necessarily always buy not just the main characters, but the kind of like secondary characters. There was a bit of romance. I didn't always buy the romance, and that part I found myself kind of switching off a little bit when relationships were being talked about, or kind of love scenes were being played on the screen. Not so much. I was here for the comedy rather than the romance or the violence. And then the crime aspect of this film, I would say that the crime aspect was probably about as convincing as the romance. There's a whole little part of the plot where we see this kind of like cult-like organization, and I just did not get that bit at all. I didn't buy it. I couldn't explain it to you. I don't know what it added to the plot. I didn't understand what was going on, and so I didn't like that bit at all. So yeah, so if you're out for something that's a little bit different than your normal rom-coms with added crime and violence, then this film is definitely different. It definitely made me laugh, and I did enjoy it. I would not watch it again, and whilst I was going to go and see it at the cinema, if this was me saying whether you should spend money on a movie ticket to go and see it, don't. However, this is streaming on Netflix, so I do think that it is worth a watch, and because it's streaming on Netflix, go away and watch it and come back and tell me in the comments if you had similar confused feelings to me. Yeah, I would say my emotion having watched the entire film is confused, and you know, slightly humoured. Yeah, it was funny. There was definitely a plot there, but it was a very confused plot, I would say. So yeah, as I say, streaming right now on Netflix, so if you've watched it, or if you're gonna go and watch it, come and tell me in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think of this new setup. Any other films out there you want to hear my thoughts on, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. I will see you tomorrow for some live author interview content. So go ahead and click that bell to be notified, and you'll get notified when I go live. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.